Hey everyone, let's go ahead and make your own history enabled chat application with the Ollama and Langchain. So I'll be showing you how you can make this. Basically, we'll be using here a system architecture, something like this, where we'll be using a Streamlit, Langchain framework, and we'll be using here LLAMA 3.2, and also we'll be using here Ollama. Let me just show you here a quick, the demo of this. Let's say I ask here to my LLM that explain universe to me. Okay, let me just correct this one. In short, let's say I just run it here. Then this is going to actually, you know, explain the universe in short to me. Now let's go ahead and ask that what are the previous questions which I had asked you. Then I can just simply copy and paste it there. It should be able to tell me that, okay, these are the question. Now, if you compare here with the previous one, it says that I had asked here a 6 question, but now it is saying that I asked here 7 question because this one is the latest one which I asked here. So this is the overall application which I'll be showing you in this lesson, how you can build it here. Other than that, let me just tell you that the code for this application is available at my GitHub repository, Ollama chatbot, and the link of this repository is given in the video description. You can get it from there. Other than that, let me just quickly show you the code which we are going to, which we are going to do here line by line in this video. So couple of things I should explain you so that you can, head start with this lesson. I'll be using here chat history session state from the Streamlit so that I can maintain my chat history. Other than that, I'll be also using here system message prompt, human message prompt, AI message prompt template. Other than that, one more thing I should explain you here that I'll be maintaining my chat history as the dictionary where I'll be showing you user messages and the assistant messages, and later on I'll be using these to get my chat history. All right, so from the get history I'll be, first of all I'll be making my human message prompt template, and then I'll be making my assistant message prompt template. Overall things will work here in the sequence. So basically there will be a sequence: system message, human message, AI message, human message, AI message, human, AI, and then human, and so on, right? So that whenever I ask here a question, and my AI should be able to answer that question based on the historical context and my current question. Once all those things are done, then I'll be displaying this chat history so that you can see your chat history as well while you are chatting with your llama model. So here is that chat history. All right, so these are the chats which I had done with my model. Now you will be seeing all of the chat here. All right, perfect. This is going to be really very interesting lesson. Please do follow it from the start to the end. Do not skip any section of this lesson. And I would like to also request to you that please do like this video and subscribe this channel. Once you subscribe this channel, thereafter you will be getting all the latest update whenever I publish video on the LLM and the Ollama. You will be getting all those updates. All right, let's go ahead and get started with our coding. All right, now let's go ahead and see how you can build your own chatbot with the history. So here you will be needing Langchain framework. Along with that, we will be building their Streamlit application. So this Streamlit application will coordinate with the Langchain framework, and then this LangChain framework will call your Llama 3.2, and this Llama 3.2 will be hosted at the Ollama. So with this figure, what do you see here? We will be needing Streamlit, LangChain, Llama, and Ollama. Let's go ahead and first download Ollama. So Ollama is pretty much simple to use here. You just need to search here Ollama. Along with that, you need this Llama 3.2. So you need to click on here, download. So with this, it is going to, show you this download button. Then you can just simply download it depending on your operating system. You can select any of the operating system. Thereafter, let me just explain you this Llama 3.2. This is Facebook's latest model, which comes with 1 billion model and 3 billion model. 1 billion model with the 8-bit, that means you can actually run it with the 1 gigabyte of minimum memory, but obviously you need more than that. So 1 to 4, not 1, in fact 2 to 4 gigabyte of the memory would be more than enough to run 1 billion model, and 4 to 6 gigabyte of GPU RAM would be more than enough to run Llama 3.2 3 billion model. Currently, I'm using 6 gigabyte of RAM here. I'm using RTX 2060 GPU from the NVIDIA. My Ollama has been downloaded. Let's go ahead and quickly install it. So you can just simply click on this. It will open their installation window. It should open it soon. Apart from that, I should also tell you one thing. I'm already running here Ollama. So let me just quit this Ollama so that I can install this one. Now it is going to install. It will take a while to install this on my PC. Let's wait for that. All right, so the Ollama installation is done. Thereafter, you will notice here that your Ollama, you need to actually search here Ollama, and then you just need to click on that. Thereafter, you will notice here that your Ollama will start here. Now your Ollama is running here. Thereafter, you need to run your Llama 3.2 on the Ollama. So I'm going to select here 1 billion parameter of the Ollama, and thereafter I can just simply copy this from here, and then I can open my terminal. And here if you search, if you type Ollama and you get output something like this, that means your Ollama has been installed successfully on your PC. Thereafter you can just simply run it here, Ollama run Llama 3.2 1 billion. So 1 billion parameter model is running here. It will take a while to run it. Once it is there, you can just simply say that, hi, how are you? Now you can see that it is perfectly running and it is quite fast. So if you are running your system or your chatbot on edge devices or on smaller devices, then 1 billion of the 1 billion parameter should be more than sufficient. Or you can say that 1 billion parameter is quite good model to run it on low low resource devices. All right, so here is our the block diagram which we are trying to make. So here is our chatbot which we are going to make. Previously I have shown you that how you can make your chatbot. Earlier one, the chatbot, the previous one which I built there, that chatbot did not had any the chat history provision. It was displaying their chat history, but the output was not based on the chat history. But now I'm going to show you how you can get the output based on the chat history like we get on our chat GPT. Similar to that, we will be getting the output with our chatbot. For example, if I search here on the chat GPT, let's say I say that my name is Lakshmi Kant. Let's say I say something like that. Thereafter, if I say that, what is my name? Then it should be able to tell me that my name is Lakshmikant. Why? Because previously I told this chat GPT that this is my name. Now I'm asking that what's my name. So in our current model, I'll be showing you while you are asking a question, how you can pass all the historical data to your model so that your model can have a contextual information, okay, while you are chatting with your model. So this is something which we are going to build in our today's lesson. And here is our overall architecture which we are going to follow here. So you need to also install here a Streamlit, and for the Streamlit I have here a detailed playlist Streamlit tutorial. So the link of this is also given in the video description, and the link of this local LLM tutorial is also given in the video description. Let's come back to our architecture here. So there is the Langchain. Let's go ahead and install the Langchain. So you need to search here langchain.com. Thereafter, you need to come here on the document. Then you can just simply come here at the tutorial. And in the tutorial, you should be able to see that how to install the Langchain. So it says that here pip install Langchain. This is going to install all the necessary libraries for the Langchain. Now you come back here at the architecture. So you know that how to install a Streamlit, how to install the Langchain. We have already installed the Ollama and we have already downloaded our Llama 3.2 1 billion. So all the resources are now ready. Let's go ahead and get started with the coding. I hope that you have already installed all of this. One more thing, you also need to install here Langchain Ollama. So this is community version of the Langchain Ollama. So this Langchain is specifically for the Ollama server. So this is something which you need to install. I have also taken a little bit liberty to import Streamlit and also to give the title and also to write here. So here is emoji, brain emoji, and then it says that make your own history enabled chat application with Ollama and LangChain. And then I have also written here, a text box there. So this is something which I had pre-written. Let's go ahead and run this so that we can monitor it into runtime overall how we are changing our how this UI is getting changed. So what I write here, first of all, I need to go here in the correct directory. That is the 2-point chatbot with the history. So cd dot 2-point chatbot with history. And thereafter I need to write here streamlit run 2 dot chatbot with history.py. Thereafter, I am going to actually, copy this link from here. And thereafter, I just paste it somewhere here. Let me just paste it here. All right. So now you see here, there is the brain emoji. Then make your own history enabled chat application with Ollama and LangChain. All right. And here is the text box. And here I have shown the link for my YouTube channel. You can click on here. You will be redirected to my YouTube channel. And then you can watch all other LLM and Streamlit related videos at my YouTube channel. All right, let's go ahead and try to build our, the remaining UI here. So let me explain you what are these UI and what are the Streamlit component which we are going to use in this lesson. So the first of all, you see here, what you see here, this particular thing, this is known as form in a Streamlit, and there you have here label, and what you see here, this is a text area or input text, and there is the button. And to display the chat history, we will be using here session state. So basically we will be using here 5 to 6 type of Streamlit component. So the first, that here is title, and then there is a simple, the label, which we can display with st.write, and thereafter there is st.form, and thereafter there is st.state, which will be displaying this chat history, and then there is st.button. So these are the Streamlit component which we will be using. You can see these Streamlit components here in the document, and thereafter you can come here in API references, and then all other kind of, all kind of Streamlit components you can see here. You have chat applications, you have layouts here, st.form is there, so that st.form we will be using. And then you also have here input widgets like st.button, you have there other input widgets like you have text area. So this is something which we will be using. You can also use st.text input. So these are the component which we will be using. Obviously, to get the details, uh, you know, uh, deep details about the Streamlit, you can watch my the playlist there. Let's come back to our tutorial here. So we are going to first create here this form, and thereafter we will be creating here this text area input and then this button. Let's go ahead and code that here. First of all, in our code. So the first of all, I write here with st dot form, and I'm going to give here the name LLM form. And then I can say that inside this LLM form, I'm going to read my input, that is the text. So st dot text area, and in that I can say that enter your question here. It's like this. Now if you come back here and you just refresh your application, so always rerun. Now you will be seeing here that it has this text area and there is the form. This is similar to this block diagram. I mean this image what we had seen previously. So now I again come back here. Thereafter it is saying that we don't have button there. So we need to get my submit button there. st dot form submit button. And then I say here submit. Now I come back here. I can see there is the submit button. If I now click it here, there is nothing happening here. Why? Because we have not written code yet here. All right. Other than that, I told you that we will be also needing, st dot state so that we can monitor our chat history and then we can display our chat history. So I'm going to also use that here. So what I write here, first of all, I say that if chat underscore history not in st dot session state. So basically what I'm going to do here, there is a session state for each session. For each session, Streamlit is going to maintain a session state. In that session state, I'm going to add my chat history so that my LLM can get the previous context like the ChatGPT gets. So what I write here, st dot session state, and thereafter I write here chat underscore history is equal to empty list. So the first time when I start my application, it is going to get a empty chat history and it is going to store that into the session state. I see it here, nothing happens because session state is not something which is shown here at the front end. That's why you are not seeing anything there. All right. So the basic configuration of the Streamlit application is done here. Let's go ahead and get started with our LLM code. So the first of all, I need to import here necessary libraries from the Langchain. So I import first chat Ollama from the Langchain Ollama. So I write here from Langchain Ollama import chat Ollama. All right, once I have Chat-Ollama, so this Chat-Ollama will be used to get the connection between our Langchain and Ollama, Langchain and the Llama actually through the Ollama. So you see here there is the Langchain framework and this Llama is running inside this Ollama. So that Chat-Ollama will make sure that this Langchain is able to access our Llama 3.2 model. So I come here again. Thereafter, I need to make sure that our output is parsed as string data. So I write here from Langchain dot Langchain actually core. I need to write here Langchain dot core and then output parsers import str output parser. Thereafter, I write here from Langchain underscore core dot prompts and then import system message prompt template. So let me just tell you few things here, how many type of prompts are there. So the first of all, the system prompts which you need to provide to your Ollama. So you have your system prompts which you need to provide your Ollama, or you can say the Llama or any LLM model. Thereafter you have a human message prompt. Thereafter you have AI message prompt. All right. So in the human message prompt, we will be passing our messages which comes from the user, and in AI message prompt, we will be passing the messages which comes from the AI so that we can maintain a history between human and AI. Thereafter, we need to combine all of these together in a single chat template. So I need to call that as well. So I write here from langchain.core.prompts import chat prompt template. All right, so this chat prompt template is going to contain all of these messages together. So the necessary libraries we have imported here. Let's go ahead and first of all build our model. So what I write here, I get the connection of our Llama model using chat Ollama. So I write here model is equal to chat Ollama. Thereafter I write here model. Which model we are going to use? First of all, we are going to use here Llama 3.2 1 billion model. You need to also make sure that you have already downloaded your Llama 3.2 1 billion model. Otherwise it will not work. All right. Uh, if I say that you need to pull that, that doesn't mean that you need to run it here. So currently I'm running it here, but you can also stop it. Basically, what it needs, whenever whenever you are calling any model in Ollama, you need to make sure that that model is present in your computer. Otherwise, what you can do here, you can come here, you can search here Ollama. Let me just search it here, Ollama. So there is Ollama. Let's say if you want to use any other models, you can just simply select those models. Then you can say that Ollama pull and that particular model, or you can just simply use Ollama run and that particular model. So this is the way you can, run or pull your model. So if you use the run, your model will run directly in your terminal. If you pull your model, then your model will be just pulled on your PC. For example, let's say if I copy and paste it here and I call here Ollama, pull this. So this is going to just download this 3.2, model. Otherwise, it will not. I mean, if you use their run, then it will run that. And if you don't do this, and if you try to call this model, then your then your chatbot will show the error there, right? I hope that this was clear to you. Now let's go ahead and provide the base URL. So I need to provide the base URL as well. For the Llama, there is a base URL. Let me just show you that base URL here. You need to write here HTTP localhost, and thereafter you need to write here 11434, right? 434. So you see there it says that Ollama is running. So this particular address you need to copy it from there and then you need to paste it here. So this is base URL. Now your model is up and running. Thereafter I need to create my system message template. So first of all I write here system message. So I need to get the system message prompt template first of all. Then I write here from template, and in that I need to provide my string here. So I write here you are helpful AI assistant. So this is something, I mean, this message is something which makes sure that your LLM assumes a particular role here. So it says that you are a helpful AI assistant. So basically it just assume their, AI assistant role. It is not necessary to provide the system message, but it is always advisable if you are working with any, the chatbot or a system, you always, I mean, it's recommended that you should actually provide their system message so that your your LLM can assumes a particular role, whatever the role you want to provide there. All right, now we have our system message. Now it is time to get the human message prompt template. So that particular thing we are going to get here using this text variable. All right. So the first of all, I say that if submit button is pressed and something is present in the text data. So I write here if submit and text, it will make sure that submit button is pressed and there is something in the text data. Only then this code will execute. Then it says that with st.spinner so that I can display some information to my user while the calculation is being done. So I write here generating response. All right. So what it is going to do here, let me just explain you here with the block diagram. So if you press on the submit button, so while the output is getting generated, so there will be a spinner there and that spinner will say that response is getting generated so that the user can wait for a particular time. So we have with st.spinner. Thereafter, what I need to write here, I need to get my prompt here, or you can say that the user message, whatever you say there. So I get here prompt is equal to human message prompt template dot from template and then the text data. So the text is coming from here. Thereafter, I'm going to I'm going to write here a method to generate the response. So I write here def generate response, and in that I'm going to pass here a chat history. All right. Thereafter, once you have your chat history, then I'm going to actually create here a chat template. All right. So this code might be getting a little bit, you might be getting a little bit confused here, but don't worry about that. So earlier I told you that. So this chat prompt template, what we have here, it is going to combine the system message prompt template and human message prompt template and AI message prompt template together. So just assume that this chat history have these messages together. All right. So what I do here, first of all, I write there the chat history, and thereafter I'm going to say here that chat template is equal to chat prompt template dot from messages and then chat history. Thereafter, I need to create here LLM chain. So I create here chain is equal to chat template, thereafter model, and thereafter str output parser. So let me just explain you what this particular thing is doing here. So this one is known as Langchain runnable sequence, or you can say this is kind of, the task here. So the task is here, the chat prompt template. All right. So you have there, then the output from here goes to the model, and the output of the model comes to the str output parser, which is going to produce you a string value. Once you have your Langchain chain, thereafter what you need to do here, you just need to simply get your response. So I write here response is equal to chain dot invoke, and thereafter I pass here empty dictionary. So why it is empty dictionary? Because there is no input parameter in our chat history or our system message. All right. So we pass here as the empty dictionary. Thereafter I return my response from the generate responses. Now the question is here, where is the chat history? All right. So now I need to get the chat history. So one thing also you need to understand here that the first time if you run your Streamlit application, it is going to have here empty chat history. But if you keep running it multiple times, basically if you keep doing a conversation with your application, it is going to produce their chat history. All right. So that chat history we are going to get it here. So the first of all, I write here def get history, and thereafter I write here chat history is equal to the empty list first of all. All right. So why the empty list? Because you see here we have our session state. So the first time it is empty, and then I'm going to take it here. I'm going to read this particular thing in an empty chat history. And in fact, instead of doing it empty, I'm going to put my system message first of all, so that I can put my system message and then the user message and then the AI message and then user message and so on. I'll show you that. Don't worry about that. Okay, so I have got my chat history, which has here currently system message only. Thereafter, my previous chat history, if there is anything that is present here in ST session state chat history. So what I write here, I say here for chat in st.session state chat history. It is going to be something like that here. Thereafter, in this st chat history, now you need to understand two things here. So this is getting a little bit, complicated, but don't worry about that. I understand that this gets complicated sometime, but don't worry. So you just need to assume here that we have user message in user key, and also assume that we have our AI message in assistant key. All right. Don't worry about that. You just assume that as of now, because later on in this submit, when I'll store my chat history, so I'll store my chat history user message in a user key and my AI message in AI key. So you just assume that here in the chat history, we have something like that. If it is if it is not that much of clear, don't worry about that. Let's go ahead and first complete this particular part. Thereafter, I'm sure you will understand that. So let's say you have your prompt. Thereafter, you write here chat history. You write it something like this. Chat history is equal to get history. Okay. Don't worry about that. We are not returning anything. Just forget about that. Just you think that you got your chat history from the get history. All right. So this is something which you have got here. Thereafter, what you need to do here, you need to write chat history dot append, and then you need to write here your prompt here. Let me just complete this and then I'll show you why I did this particular part. All right. So you have your chat history dot append, then you have your prompt. Then I'm going to say here response is equal to generate response, and in that I'm going to pass my chat history. All right. Now you have your chat history here, and it says that chat history is not defined. In fact, that I have defined here. Okay. So I have my chat history here. That's the response. And then this response I can print. All right. So this response I can print, or I can add this into my session state. So you see what I'm going to do here. I'm going to say here st dot session state and then chat history dot append. And what I'm going to append here, first of all, I'm going to append here user, that is the text, and thereafter I'm going to append here assistant, and that is the response. Now let me explain you why I did this and why I'm doing this. Let's go ahead and try to understand this here with some example. So I'm just going to, draw that part here. So you see, whenever I am chatting with my assistant, let's say this is something I have here, chat history. So the first of all, this overall chat history is empty here. Then the first time when I chat with my assistant here, so I add my chat here and I pass this whole chat history to my LLM model so that it can take that, okay, this is text data. Later on again, I'm adding here, you will notice here that I am adding these. Why I'm adding these? Because whenever let me just show you. Whenever, let's say, I come here and I'm chatting with my assistant should be able to know that what are the previous conversation. All right. So there was my conversation, and then there was the AI conversation here, and there was the AI conversation, and here is AI conversation, and there is the my conversation. All right. So this was the one sequence of the conversation, and here was the another sequence of conversation, and there is another one, and then there would be the another one. So that whenever I do conversation here, so that the my LLM can know that, okay, these were the previous set of the conversation with me, and so that your LLM can get the previous context and the previous history. So that's why I'm adding this into the session state. That is the one reason. The another reason here, that I also need to display this chat history. So to display the chat history, I also need these sequences like user text and the assistant. All this data, I need it there. That is why I'm doing all of these together. All right. So now I'm sure it must be clear to you that why I was saying that user message in user key and assistant AI messages in assistant key. All right. So earlier I told you that just assume that you got the history. Now I'm going to show you that how you can get the history. So the first of all, in the chat history, you will notice here that this is a list, and inside a list, we have actually item, and that item is a dictionary. All right. So in that dictionary, we have two key, user key and the assistant key. Now I need to prepare here my message. So I say here prompt is equal to human message prompt template, then from template, and thereafter I write here chat and then user. All right, so this chat is going to get all of these items one by one, and then in these item we have user key and assistant key. Once I get my prompt, now I know that in my chat history I already have my system message. Now I need to add this prompt, that is the user message. So I write here chat history dot append, and inside that I write my prompt. Thereafter, I'm going to get my AI message. So I write here AI message is equal to AI message prompt template, then from template, and then I write here a chat, and then I write here assistant. It is going to be something like this. And then I write here chat history dot append, and then I write here AI message. So why I'm doing this? You see, when there is a chat history, then we also need these sequences together, so that I so that my model can know that, okay, there was the user message, and then there was the AI message, there was user message, AI message, user and AI, then there is a user message, so that it can generate a corresponding AI message, and here is your system response. All right, this is system message. All right, so you have your chat history. Thereafter, you can just simply return your chat history. You might be wondering that you do not have any chat history when you start your application. That is correct. So if you don't have any chat history, it is not going to run. So what it will return? It will return only the system message the first time. All right. So the system message will be returned here. Now do you notice here? So the first time it is going to have system message only, and thereafter you have here a prompt. All right, in this chat history, right? So that prompt is actually the user message. So the first time, if you do not have this thing, then this chat history is going to have only the system message, and in that it is going to add there a prompt. So basically the first time what it is going to have, the first time it is going to have here a system message, and then there is a prompt only. All right, and then this system message and prompt will be passed here to generate response, what you see here in this chat history. So this chat prompt template is going to have their system message and prompt template, and then it is going to call this, but I mean it is going to make here a chain, LLM chain, and thereafter it is going to call your LLM, and then finally it is going to produce the response. So here you will be getting the response. Once you get the response, then you can add that response here in your history. So after first iteration, you will be having your user message, that was the message entered by your user here in the text box, and you will be also having here assistant response as well. All right, so do remember here this particular thing you are adding here in your chat history. All right, perfect. one more thing I should clear to you. You might be wondering that here in the chat history, we had already appended this prompt. I mean, the user message, and here we are again adding the user message, but it is not correct because this is actually the session state and we get the chat history here, right? So we make our chat history prompt here from the session state chat history. All right. So I get here my final output. Let's go ahead and print this final output and then see what happens. So what I write here, I write st dot write, and here I'm going to write my response. All right. Along with that response, I'm also going to write my session state as well. So I write here st.write, and in that I'm going to write my st.session state and the chat history so that I can monitor that what chat history I'm getting here. Let's go ahead and come to our application. Do you remember that we had ran our, we ran our application at the start of our lesson? You need to come back here. You need to just rerun it so that you can, reload your application. And then I run, I say here, hi, and then I just simply click on submit. Now, do you notice here that there was a spinner running? That is what I was explaining you earlier. It says that generating response. All right, so that spinner was running. Now the response has been generated, and this was the our response. Let me just write it here so that it should be clear to you here. I come back here and then I run it here again. So here it says that response, just casual greeting, etc., etc. So this was our response, and here we have our session state chat history. So the one thing, do you notice here in the user, the first time we had actually, we had actually typed their hi, and the output was how can I assist you. The next time again I typed their hi, and this was the output. All right, that is the here. Explain me, let's say I say that earth. Now if you run it again, you will notice here in the chat history, in the session state, you will be having a 3 item. All right, so here this was the first one, here is the second one, and now here you have the third one, right? So this is what I have been explaining you. Now let's go ahead and print this chat history and then see what happens. What output you get here in the chat history. I'm just going to comment that one, and I'm going to print that chat history here, in fact. So I write here st dot write and then this chat history. Let's go ahead and check this chat history. So this is the fourth time we are running it here. The one thing you will notice here that the chat history is here, but the response is still getting generated. Why that is happening? Because you see here, we had printed our chat history here, but later on we are calling generate response. That is why this chat history was displayed first, and then this response was getting generated. Now here I see here in my chat history, I have a system message prompt template. That is the first item. Thereafter, the second item I have here, that is the hi. That was the first one. And then I have my AI message template. So this is what I was explaining you earlier when I explained that part here, that it will have first system message. Thereafter, it will have your user message and AI response, user message, AI response, user message, AI response, user and AI in the sequence. So you have your system message, then the user and AI message, user and AI message, and here user and AI message. All right. And then finally your user message. So that is this one, so that it can generate here output. All right. So this is what we are passing to our LLM. So always do remember the last item will be the human message, and the last item will be used to generate the output. And whatever the previous message you have, all these will be used as the context, so that the based on these context, the output, whatever the output will be generated by the LLM for this particular input, these context will be used there. All right, so I hope that this particular part was clear to you. Let's go ahead and print our chat history. So what I do here, first of all, I'm just going to comment that one, and thereafter I'm going to write here a method so that I can print my chat history. So I write here st dot write, and thereafter I say here chat history. All right, and then I'm going to actually iterate over this chat history session state. So I write here for chat in st.session state chat history. So now we know that this chat history have items, which is dictionary, user, and assistant. Now I need to print it here. So first of all, I write here st dot write, and here I'm going to use here formatted string. So the first of all, I'm going to create here, bold. I mean, the bold font. So I provide here adult. First of all, what you see here, this is adult emoji. You come here, you will notice here that this is adult emoji, or you can say human emoji. And thereafter, I write here, this is actually the user. And then I'm going to write here the user message. All right, so this is going to be something like this. And then I'm going to write my user message. It is going to be something like this. Now if you come here, you will see here, hi, explain me earth. And then let's say I say that explain me moon. So the next time if I run it, I mean this time if I run it here, so you'll be seeing here this moon will be added here in the last. Now the question is here, not the question, in fact, actually logically what this should be showing to us that uh, whatever the latest response is there, that should be shown to the near to our chat box. I mean near to our chat box or chat input box here. So this should be here at the top. So to do that, what I can do here, I can actually reverse it here. So I write here reversed, so that I can reverse my list, and then I can come here. You will notice here that this is reversed. Now it has explained me moon at the first. So whatever the latest message we have here, that will be displayed here at the top. Now I'm able to display my user message. Let's go ahead and display all the AI messages here. So to display all the AI messages, I need to write here st dot write. In fact, I can just simply copy this whole thing from there, and instead of the adult, I'm going to show here brain, and then here I say that assistant, and then here I say assistant. That is this one actually. Let me just put it correctly. So there you have assistant. Now you should be able to see your user message and assistant message. One thing you will notice here that there is no separator. Now I'm going to put a separator there. So I write here st dot write, and then I'm going to put here a separator. You should be able to see here a separator. And another thing here, you will notice here that a very large, actually, very large output you are getting here, a quite, explanatory, I mean, a quite large output is there. So it's difficult to, just scroll it completely. I mean, from top to bottom. So what you can do here, let's go ahead and just do a hard reload. So if you do a hard reload, what will happen here? All the session state will get lost there. Now you don't have any chat history. Let's go ahead and get started with the from the basic. So I say here, explain me earth. All right. So it is going to explain the earth. Now you will notice here that it is going to explain earth here in so detail. Let's go ahead let's go ahead and see how you can tell your LLM model through the system message that do not explain things in much detail, but explain things in a basic and the simple language. So what I do here, I come here in our system message, I say that you are helpful AI assistant. Okay, you work as teacher for 5th grade students, let's say. I do something like that, and thereafter I come here, and then I say always rerun, and then I submit it here. All right, so now I have told my AI that you work for the 5th grade students as a teacher. Now it should be explaining you here in a lesser detail. All right, I mean lesser technical detail. So you see here all of these things are there, but in lesser technical detail. Here you had a lot of the technical detail. Let's go ahead and see how you can actually restrict your response here. So you say that here you work as a teacher for itna 5th grade student, and then I say that here you explain things in short and brief, let's say. And thereafter, if I run it here again, it should be able to explain the things in short and brief. Otherwise, you can also tell your LLM here as well that do not explain things in the detail. So seems like that part is not working correctly from there. So what you can do here, explain me Earth in, let's say, 100 words. You can say that. You might need to work on the system message a little bit more so that you can restrict the output. So now you have here output something like this, okay? Or you can write here, explain me Earth in short. So you should be able to get the output here in short. All right. So this is how you can build your own chat application using history enabled things. Let's say if I say that here, my name is Lakshmikant, and it says that hello Lakshmikant. Thereafter, let's say if I say that what is my name, okay, it should be able to tell you that your name is Lakshmikant. You see here, so you have your history enabled chat application. You can also ask here that what are the questions which I have asked you. So what are the previous questions which I had asked you? Let me just correct this spelling, and then I can just submit this. It says that okay, these are the question which I had asked to the LLM. You you see that how beautiful is this, right? So this is history enabled chat application. Now I'm sure you must have learned a lot of things here while building this. I understand that this is a little bit complicated, but I'm sure that you will understand that once you follow this lesson properly. All right, so one more thing I wanted to tell you that the this is available here at, I mean, the code for this is available at my GitHub repository. You can come here, github.com, Lakshmi Merit Ollama chatbot. So chatbot with the history, this code is available here. You can get that from there directly. And the link of this GitHub is given into the video description. I hope that this was helpful. If you have liked this video, please do not forget to subscribe this channel and also press on the bell icon so that you can I mean you can so that you can get the latest information. I mean you can get the notification whenever I publish the LLM videos. Other than that, please do like this video, and if you are comfortable, please do share it on your LinkedIn and other social media. All right, so this is all about in this lesson. I'll see you in next one.